I got a sense of deja vu.
Déjà vu, a word used to describe the feeling or experience of having already seen or experienced something that is happening for the very first time. It's a phenomenon where a person feels a strong sense of familiarity with a current situation, despite knowing they haven't actually experienced it before. The term déjà vu is derived from a French word translating to already seen, and it's traced all the way back to ancient times. The Egyptians believed it to be a sign of clairvoyance, while the Greeks saw it as a message from the gods. But it wasn't until the late 19th century that psychologists began to study it. When somebody experiences déjà vu, they may feel as if they're reliving a past event or have a strong sense of recognition. This can manifest as a fleeting sensation or a more prolonged experience. Déjà vu is often accompanied by a sense of surprise or even confusion, because when you recognize the familiarity of a situation, you can't recall when or where you encountered it before. The exact cause of déjà vu is not fully understood, and it remains a subject of scientific study and speculation. Several theories have been proposed to explain it. One theory suggests that déjà vu occurs when there's a temporary disruption or a mismatch in the brain's memory processing, which causes a new experience to be mistakenly attributed to a past event. Another theory suggests that déjà vu might be the result of the brain retrieving information from long-term memory in a way that creates a false sense of familiarity. Déjà vu is relatively common, with surveys indicating that 2 of 3 people have had at least one déjà vu experience in their life. It occurs in people of all ages and backgrounds, and it's not usually associated with any specific medical or mental health disorder. In most cases, déjà vu is harmless, and it's transient, and it fades quickly. There are multiple theories that have been proposed to explain the phenomenon that is déjà vu, but none of them provide a definitive explanation. They do offer different perspectives on what might be happening. The first theory is dual processing theory. According to this one, déjà vu occurs when there's a momentary delay or a mismatch in the brain's processing of incoming information. That information reaches the conscious awareness slightly later than the part of the brain that recognizes familiarity. This leads to déjà vu. Second is memory-based theory. This suggests that déjà vu is simply a result of memory-related processes. It says that a current situation or an event may resemble a past experience, but the memory of the original event fails to reach full conscious awareness. As a result, the situation feels familiar. Then there's the hologram theory. This theory draws an analogy between the brain's memory retrieval process and a hologram. It suggests that the brain stores memories in a distributed manner, similar to the way a hologram stores information. During a déjà vu experience, a current situation may activate multiple neural pathways associated with different memories, creating the perception of familiarity. Second to last, there's the attentional delay theory. This one proposes that déjà vu occurs when there's a temporary delay in the brain's attentional system. As a result, the perception of the event bypasses conscious awareness and goes directly to the memory system. When the conscious awareness catches up, it generates a sense of familiarity, even though the event is happening for the very first time. Then finally, there's those who try to attribute it to neurological disorders and even seizures. Some researchers suggest that déjà vu could be linked to certain neurological conditions like epilepsy or even migraines. In those cases, déjà vu experiences may be triggered by abnormal electrical activity in the brain. But the truth is, when it comes to déjà vu, most of the time it's not related to any medical condition. To me, the fourth theory seems like the most logical and reasonable explanation. What do you think? Déjà vu is so mysterious and arouses so much intrigue that it's also the subject of many movies. Déjà Vu, the 2006 action thriller directed by Tony Scott, starring Denzel Washington as an ATF agent who uses a top-secret government tech to travel back in time and prevent a terrorist attack. This movie revolves around the concept of déjà vu and its implications for altering the past. Then, of course, The Matrix in 1999. While not explicitly about déjà vu, the iconic science fiction film directed by the Wachowskis explores the nature and reality of perception. The protagonist, Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, witnesses seeing a cat, and he feels a sense of déjà vu, hinting at the underlying simulation of the Matrix. Then consider the movie Minority Report. It's a movie breaking down the concepts of memory and perception. The film explores the idea that memories shape our perception of reality. The character of John Anderton, played by Tom Cruise, struggles with his past and how it influences his present actions. The movie suggests that our memories and perceptions can be altered, leading to a subjective experience of reality.
Gotcha.
Déjà vu is a psychological phenomenon where the individual feels a sense of familiarity or recognition in a current situation that they believe they have experienced before. even though it's unlikely or impossible. Although it's not depicted in the movie Minority Report, we can theorize on its potential relation to the themes of the film. Déjà vu can be connected to the concept of the precogs, which are explored in the movie. In Minority Report, the precogs predict future crimes, which raises questions about the nature of time and the possibility of seeing glimpses of the future. If we consider déjà vu as a form of subconscious precognition, it could suggest that individuals sometimes catch fleeting glimpses of future events or alternate timelines, resulting in the feeling of familiarity when they encounter a situation matching that glimpse. In the film, the existence of the precogs challenge the notion of free will, and they raise questions about determinism. Similarly, if déjà vu is interpreted as a form of precognition, it could contribute to the philosophical debate about the nature of time and whether our actions and experiences are predetermined or influenced by future events. It would add another layer to the idea that certain events or sequences of events are inevitable, blurring the line between past, present, and future. The themes of memory and perception in Minority Report actually can be linked to déjà vu. If memories shape our perception of reality, as the movie suggests, then it is possible that déjà vu arises from a mismatch between our present experiences and our memories, leading to a momentary sense of confusion or familiarity. It could be seen as a temporary distortion in the way our brain processes and interprets information, blurring the boundaries between past and present. If our memories shape our perception of reality, what does that say about déjà vu? If an event that we perceive to be real is in fact not real, then can't it actually be reality if we perceive it that way? Déjà vu is complex enough, but the concept goes a whole lot deeper. Have you ever heard of Jamais Vu? It's the opposite of déjà vu. It's the feeling of unfamiliarity or the strangeness towards a situation or an event that should be familiar. It's like experiencing something for the very first time, even though it should be known. Though it's different from déjà vu, both experiences involve a temporary disruption in the familiarity of a situation. Then, there's tip of the tongue phenomenon. That's when someone has a strong sense of knowing or being familiar with a word or a name, but is unable to retrieve it from memory. It can feel similar to déjà vu, as if information is just out of reach, creating a sense of frustration or cognitive dissonance. Then, false memory. False memories are memories not based on actual events, but perceived as real.
Ooh.
Déjà vu is sometimes compared to this, but déjà vu is actually a transient experience of familiarity in the present moment, whereas false memories involve a more persistent belief in a past event that never actually happened. And then lastly, there's the dreamlike state. Some people describe déjà vu as feeling dreamlike or surreal, similar to the sensation experienced in dreams. Both déjà vu and dreams can involve a sense of familiarity, altered perception, and a disconnection from reality. But déjà vu occurs during wakefulness, and it's usually associated with specific situations, while dreams occur during sleep and encompass a broader range of experience. Déjà vu, a concept that remains in a labyrinth of shadows in the depths of our minds. Perhaps one day we will unlock its mysteries and will be able to traverse the limitations of time as we know it. Or perhaps, as we slip into a moment in time that feels familiar, that we have all the answers to life's most mysterious questions. Instead, we snap back to reality, as all the knowledge of the universe slips through our fingers like a fistful of sand. Sincerely, thanks for watching.
And that is a wrap.